Hey dolls and divas, I'm back. So in today's video, I decided this will be a part of the series that I was talking about in the last video. So this video will basically be about just some tips and some things that I thought would be like helpful information. So like if you're traveling to Turkey, just some kind of, you know, some places you want to go, kind of give you an idea of what like prices were for like hotel food, things like that, what my doctor charged, things like that, maybe some things to pack, just, you know, kind of just an overall idea of some tips that I thought would be helpful for you if you're traveling to Turkey. So before we get started, go ahead and click that cute little like button and subscribe to a doll's channel, and don't forget to turn on the post notifications, you know, just so you'll be alerted every time I post a new video. And feel free to leave comments. The comment section doesn't bite, at least I hope not. So anyhow, without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into this video. So I tried to organize these these tips kind of like from beginning to end, but I kind of went back and like added some later on. So some things hopefully aren't gonna be all over the place, but just in case, just watch to the end. Watch to the end. Some of you may not know, I went to Istanbul, Turkey, and I had surgery with Professor Dr. Umit Taskin. And I am now, I'm 1 month post-op now. So I had surgery on May 6th, and so I'm like 32 days post-op. So right now, and if you looked at the last video, I had like a bunch of stitches still. So I just actually reached out to him a couple of days ago, and I was like, I have a couple of stitches hanging out. Can I like just pull those out? So, cause they were like so irking me, but, yeah, so I pulled them out. So as you can see, my nose definitely looks, you know, a lot better just from that last video. And if you haven't watched it, please go back and watch it. Some good information in there. So yeah, so my nose definitely looks a lot better. Now it's a daily process. It's, you know, like day to day, like one day it'll be like swollen, out of control swollen, and some days it just looks good. Today I feel like it's a good day. So yeah, and I'm loving my results, still loving my results. And you know, it's still gonna do some funky stuff and kind of look crazy from day to day. One day you're gonna love it, one day you'll be like, what's going on here? It's that swelling, you know. So once you get past that stage, everything will be like smooth sailing. So so yeah, just want to kind of give you update on that. So yes, now a month post-op. So let me go ahead and get right into this. So the first thing is that I want to address, and I feel like this is extremely important, is phone service. So for me, I have 2 cell phones. So like one is my business phone for Privileged Diva hair collections. So y'all make sure y'all check that out too. And then the other phone is my personal phone. So I have 2 different carriers, and I'm just going to completely put one of them on blast here. So AT&T is like my primary carrier. So before I left, like I like to make sure all my business is handled prior to, you know, going out of country and things like that. So obviously before I left, I set up an international plan on my cellular device, and I'm gonna say like 2, maybe 2 or 3 days in, like maybe like day 3 or 4, one of the 2, I noticed like my phone wasn't really like working. And so, and I'm just like, okay, what's going on? So anywho, not to like go into a whole hoop-de-doo with them. Basically, AT&T messed up my SIM card. Like, my phone didn't even work when I got back home to the United States. Like, I had to literally go and get a whole new SIM card. Whatever they did, I don't know what they did. All I know is my phone worked for like 3 days and boom, it was no longer working. So, and I had them trying to troubleshoot it, you know, from Turkey, everything. They had the nerve to send me an email like, oh, things look good on my side. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I still don't have any phone service. So thank God I had T-Mobile. Thank you, T-Mobile. And this is not sponsored, of course, but yeah, thank God I had T-Mobile and they had my back, and their international plan was cheaper anyway. But let me just give you some like cons with that, because AT&T was my primary telephone line. Of course, all that, you know, that information was linked up to like my bank accounts, like my credit cards, things like that. So, you know, of course, you're out of the country, you're most likely going to get like a fraud alert or something. Well, guess what? I couldn't receive those text messages or those phone calls because I didn't have service. You know, I can be on Wi-Fi like while I was in the hotel or something, or I can actually tether my T-Mobile phone that was working to my AT&T phone, but those are like SMS messages, so that's not going to come through on an iPhone, you know, or even Android, or, well, I don't know if it'll work on an Android. No, you can't. I don't think it works on, I don't know. I don't know nothing about Android, so don't even go there. But it's this SMS message, so I'm not gonna get it, you know, and the majority of the time that's what they do, they'll call. So I even called like the majority of my, like, you know, my banks and things like that, like, okay, can you add this number? And that still didn't even really work, you know. So some of my cards I did have a hard time like using there, you know, specifically because of that reason. So what I would definitely suggest is get T-Mobile. Or even if you can get, like, before you leave, like a T-Mobile service, like a burner plan or something, like for the month or something, you know. Or I do know that they do sell like the SIM cards out there in Turkey. They're gonna harass you when you get off of the airplane and walk, like once you're exiting the airport, and they're gonna ask you if you want to purchase, you know, SIM cards and things of that nature. And I'm just gonna say, I don't know how that's gonna work, because just a real quick rundown. My husband's experience when we got there, he was having issues with AT&T also, and he didn't have any service, so he went to purchase a SIM card from out the little gift shop at our hotel, and the SIM card did not work in his phone, and so it kind of ended up being like a little bit of a problem, like with that. Like it was kind of crazy. It turned into be something really crazy, like almost an altercation. But anyway, I'm not gonna go into all of that in this video, but maybe that'll be a story time or something. But yeah, so just make sure, don't let anybody register anything to your phone unless you find out it works first. So, and that's basically what the hang up was. So don't give anybody your passport, you know, for a SIM card or anything. Don't let them even register anything in your name. Just ask them first, like, will this work in my phone? Can we see if this will work in my phone first? Because I don't want to be stuck paying you for something that I can't use. And that was pretty much the situation. Like, the SIM card did not work in his phone. She still wanted to get paid. And he was like, what am I paying you for? This doesn't work. Which makes sense, you know. So before you hand over any money to anybody, ask them, do you think this will work in my phone? Can we try it out? And if it does not work, you're not going to be expecting any, you know, any payment for something that doesn't work, right? So her biggest hang up was that she registered the SIM card in his name. So heads up, don't let anybody do that. Ask these questions first, you know. So that's going to be my suggestions for the phone service. So next is transportation. So basically I already had transportation set up when I got there. So basically I just, you know, kept my driver on, you know. I was like, you know, can you just get me around? You know, I don't want to have to worry about, you know, like taxis and things like that. Every time I wanted to go somewhere or appointments calling and where I didn't want to have to deal with that. So I just kept my driver on. And for the private drivers, pretty much like 300 lira round trip. So 150 one way, 150 each way. 300 lira is like equivalent to like $35 in like US money. So it's really not like nothing, you know. So we did catch a taxi like maybe twice. We went to the Mall of Istanbul from our hotel, and that was only maybe like a 15-minute drive, 15-20-minute drive, and that ride in the taxi was like $8, and we just simply told the people at the front desk we needed a taxi, and they call them, and the taxis somehow literally show up in like 3 minutes. Like they sit around the corner or something. I don't know. It's super quick. From our hotel to like the Grand Bazaar, which was probably like maybe like 20-25 minutes. That ride was only like $12, like one way. Coming back, we did spend like 300 lira because the traffic was crazy. And honestly, they were like, where are you going? We're like, where we're going to Badashir. That's the city we stayed in, was in Badashir. And they were kind of like, oh no. He was like, well, this is what we're going to charge. You know, we knew what we had paid from the beginning, and we're like, what? No. Right. And so they were like, look at the traffic time, you know. So the traffic, it was crazy. And I'll insert a little bit of the footage from like our drive on the way back. It was funny. We had a blast though. It was too funny because
that ain't gonna happen again. I need
no. So I need something just as good though.
We all did that.
Yeah.
Oh, at the same time. Well, you started laughing way before. Whoa!
Close.
Almost.
Close.
Yeah, no hands. Look, no hands.
That is hilarious. Missed all the good action. Oh, and look at somebody squeezing in right here, right next to us. Are they trying to figure something out up here? You got in traffic.
This is shit, yo.
I'd say.
No wonder that man said 300, that's it.
Yeah.
Kilit mi orası da usta? Allah Allah.
It's too tight up there.
Demek ki döneceğiz. Yapacağım şey yok.
Turn around.
Problem.
Oh.
Vallahi problem.
We're gonna bring this out in here.
Amusement park. And he's still gonna try and go squeeze through there anyway.
Yapacağım şey yok. Uçak yapacağız. Kanatlandıracağız.
Supposed to be all right.
Ya, çok problem İstanbul. İstanbul problem.
I love it here.
Now we're about to turn around. Why you stay on the main road? Because he didn't want to deal with that traffic.
He was definitely trying
I
to get
am
around.
Kurdish.
Huh?
Kurdish.
Kurdish?
Kurdish. Okay.
Oh, that's your name.
Istanbul Pro.
Oh, I want to see him.
Istanbul problem. Yeah, they be coming out of these what are these blind spots?
Yeah. The traffic is crazy. And he just kept trying to get around everywhere. Everywhere, back street he tried to take, we ran into some more traffic. So, like, we literally sat in one spot. Like, we crept along. We sat in that one spot for, like, 20 minutes. We went nowhere. 20 minutes. We stood in the same spot. So, but we definitely gave him 300 lira and also a good tip on top of it. So we probably gave him like altogether like we gave him like lira and we gave him cash. We gave him like 20 bucks or so like cash. I mean like USD. I mean US money. So so he definitely, you know, because we knew after we saw what was going on, we were like, okay, this was kind of like a lot. And he was cool with it. He was a cool driver. We just wanted to make sure he got, you know, he felt like compensated because it wasn't like around the corner, you know, and all that traffic. So, so he definitely, you know, we tipped him good for that. So yeah, so that's about the price, like, what you'll spend on transportation there. And while I'm on transportation, I'm just going to tell you like our hotel from the airport was like, from the airport to Badashir was like 35-minute drive. Okay guys, so I'm back. My battery died. So of course, so basically, yeah, that sums it up pretty much for, transportation and, like the transportation costs and what it'll be if you were to like take a taxi versus, you know, having a private driver. I preferred having a private driver because he knew everywhere to go. Like the prices weren't going to change for wherever we went. He waited on me where we went places. He showed up early. Like I would tell him I'll be ready by 11. He's for sure showing up 30 minutes early. And I'll be like, why do you don't have to do that? He was like, I just want to make sure, I don't want you to have to wait, you know, anything. He called my doctor. He called Dr. Taskin. We were waiting for him and he spoke to him to find out where he was at. Like, I just really enjoyed having a private driver, and that was my preference. So, if you guys want this information, feel free to just like DM me on IG, and then I'll give it. I just don't want to blast his information all on, you know, Front Street, but he is aware that, like, you know, if someone's interested in having his information, you know, I'll give it out. I'm just not gonna put it, you know, all out on Front Street. So, but anywho, I loved having a private driver. That worked for me. So, so yeah, that's pretty much it for transportation. The next thing, and I actually should have went over this first because I'm trying to start with, like, you know, where all your stops and stuff first. So, to enter Turkey, yes, you do need a visa. I'll try and find their website and put it on the screen. But if you don't pay for it online, they will have you do it at the airport. So literally you'll go wait in customs line for nothing, completely waste your time for them to tell you to get out, to ask you if you have a visa. They can clearly see you don't have, well, maybe they assume that you may have one and they just don't see it in their system yet or something, but they'll ask you if you have one, and I'll be like, no, we didn't do it online or whatever. So they'll send you to a counter. You walk up, you just tell them you need your visa. It's like $25 or $30, one of the two, and then you go back to line and you're going straight through. So yeah, so if I can find the website, I'll go ahead and put it on the screen. But you do need a visa. When you enter other people's country, you need a visa to be in their country. They want to keep up with folks. This is a good one. So exchanging your money for lira. Do not exchange that money at the airport. You gonna smooth get ripped off. They're gonna charge you like crazy rates. The exchange rates change from day to day. So just don't, like, for me, I exchanged the majority of my money at the hotel, at our hotel. Also, when we went to the mall in Istanbul, we exchanged money there as well. There was like a little exchange center in the mall, and we exchanged it there. And I think the rate, I can't remember exactly. I think the rate was a little bit more than what we were getting. So like at a hotel, so just to kind of give you an example, so like $100 US money, which they call the dollar. So $100 in Turkey, if you exchange it for their money, you're gonna get back like 800 of their dollars. So you're gonna get like a little over 800. If you get less than 800, the exchange rate is like extremely bad. It's really bad. But typically I never got anything under 800. I think the lowest amount I got was like $812, like their money. So for our 100 US dollars, you'll get 800 and change and a few dollars over, depending on what the exchange rate is of their money. So that just kind of gives you an idea of how far you can make our money stretch out there. With that being said, just try and find a good place to like exchange the money. Like if your hotel's allowing you to do it, like, you know, do it there. I don't think I exchanged like a whole bunch, because I know you can't come back. You can't come back with a certain amount. It can't be over a certain amount that you can leave their country with. So I pretty much kind of just exchanged like a couple $100s at a time, and then kind of just went from there. The cost of food, like in our hotel, was like very cheap. A meal for myself and my husband was probably like, and we would like order room service from there, so it would be like $22 for like both of us, and I would probably have like a pasta dish, or we would order these things called meatballs. Oh my god, the meatballs at our hotel were so freaking good. And I don't know, it's just like tastes like grilled like hamburger patties, but they were so freaking good. So we definitely ordered those on like a regular. It was like a platter of meatballs. We had a bunch of different stuff. I'll probably insert some pictures of the different entrees we had out there, but again, the food was good. So I mean, basically the food was like, it was very cheap. And there was another place, like we can literally walk from our hotel right there in literally like 2 minutes, and they literally had like it was kind of like a butcher's showcase or whatnot. Like if you go to the grocery store and they have, you know, all the raw meat like in the cabinet, like, and you just go in there and pick what you want, and they cook it. It's fresh meat, and they cook everything right there for you on the grill. So it's gonna take a while, you know, for you to be in there while they cook everything, but it's so freaking good. The food was so good. So if I can find the pictures, like the front, I know I have a picture of inside, you know, the place, but on the outside, just so you know the name. But if you happen to stay at this hotel, but the food was so freaking good there. So yeah, and like I said, and even with that, it was like a huge platter of meat. We might have had like meatballs, chicken, like grilled chicken on the skewers, lamb, and beef, like a whole platter of food, of meat, for like $22. And he and I were both like full. Like we were like struggling to finish it. Like, oh my, I was like, I'm done, I'm full. Like for $22, you know. So like I said, like you can really, the food is really cheap out there. And so I would suggest, because they had like a little store inside of this place as well, just get your drinks out of there, because, you know, like if you go in a hotel, like pretty much anywhere, the hotels are going to charge you more money. So we were like, you know, if for the convenience factor of it, okay, we will order it like with room service or something. But typically when we went to the stores out there, I'm a thirsty throat, so I'm always drinking. So I just would go into the store and just like load up on drinks, you know, and just put them in our refrigerator in the room, you know. And like I would probably say I would go in there and they're like probably like what, like little 16-ounce drinks or something. They look like they're in cans, they look like they're in like, what am I trying to say here? Oh, I'm trying to think of the energy drink. Oh my gosh. Oh, Red Bull. So like a Red Bull can, like the bigger size one, I guess it's, I don't know if it's 16, 24, something like that, but it's the bigger size. That's the little mini one, but the bigger size can. So something like similar to that size. And I might have bought like 10 of them at a time, and maybe they were like $4, you know, like, so it was just like, it's extremely cheap. But our hotel was practically charging that price for one. So see what I'm saying? So you know, it's worth just, and you want to get out and look around anyway, you know, get out and explore, you know. So yeah, so that's basically the cost for the food, like the average cost for food and drinks out there. Like I said, everything's really cheap. So using your credit cards, Istanbul, I know Willie's out there with another young lady. She used her credit card the whole time. I really just think it's up to your bank and how they react. Some credit cards, like I had a problem using mine inside of our hotel. Like it just kept declining. And the crazy part about it is like my bank, I was calling them like, what's going on? Like I don't have any security alerts or anything, fraud alerts or whatever. They were saying they couldn't even see the transaction at all. So I asked the manager, I was like, why is this happening? He said, because sometimes their banks in Turkey will decline the card if they think maybe it's fraud or something. So basically I just had to like use my card at the ATM. ATM was just like right down the street. They literally have ATMs like everywhere here, so you won't have a problem finding an ATM. Just kind of be careful like how to use it, you know. Kind of try to make sure maybe if you need some help. My driver helped me because I saw one other girl on YouTube say she went to Turkey and her card got sucked up in the machine. So I had my driver help me because I was like, I don't understand what's being said here, so I don't want my card sucked up out here. So I let him help me, you know. So see why he was helpful. But yeah, so you can, you know, you can use your cards. I would definitely suggest make sure you call your banks and see, you know, put travel notices and things like that. It may help, it may not. In my case, it only helped, it only worked really for me at like the ATM machines, like. So, but inside my hotel is the only place I even tried to use it. I don't know if it would have worked at the mall or not. Even tried to use it at the mall. I just paid like cash for everything. So yeah, so that's it for the credit cards. Oh, and if you want, like, so for example, just to kind of give you an idea of some fees, I'm sure, you know, every bank probably has their own percentage of what they're going to charge you to, you know, use your debit card or your credit card. And for me, in my case, just to get an example, like one time I pulled out $400 from off my credit card in my bank, and then instantly I got a fee of like $19.99, and then later on I saw another fee for like $16.99. So I, you know, charged like $36 or whatever to you know, to withdraw cash. So, and again, it all depends on your bank and what your bank is going to charge you. So my doctor did not allow me, you know, he doesn't take debit cards or credit cards for your payments. You have to pay him cash. I definitely think he prefers euro because he likes to quote euro, but he does take dollar as well. So I definitely think he has a preference there, but he will take, so it's either euro, and I believe he does take lira also. If I'm not mistaken, I believe he accepts lira also. Don't quote me on that. I'll probably have to go dig back through some WhatsApp messages, but for sure he does take USD, and but his preference definitely is euro. So labs, no, the only extra like test we had to pay for was for the COVID test, and the COVID test was oh gosh, I probably should have wrote this down, either $35 or $50, one of the two. It was one of the two. I had like a total of 3 COVID tests while I was down there. So because when I thought I originally was gonna leave, I had the COVID test done. And then when I changed my mind and stayed, I had the COVID test done at the hospital the day before surgery. Then I had another COVID test. You have to have a COVID test before you leave, and it has to be a PCR test. So with the COVID test at our hotel, they were charging us like, it was 300 lira. So that's like $35. So 300 lira. That was at the hotel. They have someone come to they have like their nurse, they call them and they come to your room. The nurse will send them the results, and they'll like, they email it to the, you know, like the people at the front desk, and then they'll give you your results. So yeah, and they if you're used to, like, I know in the US, out in the United States, they're a little bit more, I want to say lenient, or maybe relaxed when they do your COVID test. Like, they're not digging all, you know, up your nose and everything like that. But the COVID test out there is slightly more aggressive. Like, they're definitely pushing that thing up your nose. Now, it's not going all the way, you know, up your whole nostril, but they definitely put it up, like, up there more. And then they also swab your throat too, so it's kind of like gag, you know. And for me, after I got that COVID test to come home, I was fresh, you know, out of surgery. So when he put that thing on my throat and I was like, you know, gagging, and he was just like, I'm so sorry, because it was like my nose, all that pressure and stuff was on my nose and my face, you know. So it was a little, that part was a little difficult, but I mean, it's literally over in a second. It really was not bad. I was terrified, honestly, to get COVID tests because of the stuff that I was hearing and the stuff that you know, people were saying, like, goes all the way up your nose. And I just know, like, if like water goes too far up my nose and it burns all of this, like, that's what I was envisioning. Like, that, I was like, they're gonna put that thing way up here, it's gonna burn. And I was like, I don't want to do that. Like, I was seriously terrified to get a COVID test. Once I got it done here in the United States, I was like, what? This is a blast. But it's a little bit more intense out there, but it's not even that bad for me to be like, it's real quick. Like, it's real quick, you know. And it's like, it just kind of like, just makes you want to blow or something, you know. But it's not even horrible at all. Like, I was literally freaking out for nothing. So yeah, that's crazy. But your doctor will supply your supplies, like, after surgery. So I really didn't, you know, and I'm pretty sure each doctor is different, but my doctor supplied, you know, the supplies that I needed after the surgery. And I'm sure if your doctor doesn't, they'll probably give you like a surgery supply list. I mean, that's what I would assume. But my doctor gave me all the supplies. Like, his assistant literally came the next morning and gave me like all my stuff. So yeah, so let's see, how long did I stay in the hospital? Oh, so in the hospital just overnight. So the next day after my surgery, they released me. So I went in for surgery early, you know, May 6th, and then May 7th by the afternoon, or like early morning, like 11 or noon or so, I was released to go. So yeah, it was quick. The hospital that I had my surgery at was Memorial Hospital. And if you saw the last video, you saw how nice and top tier that hospital was, okay? You never gonna think, oh, this is, you know, like, to us, foreign country. Like, it was given what it needed to give, for sure. And then, let's see. So as far as the supplies, like what I packed, I mean, just like basically like my, you know, basic stuff, you know, like, of course, your like toothbrush and mouthwash, things like that. You know, your pads, tampons, whatever. You know, deodorant, all your basics, but like just some things that you probably wouldn't think about packing. Like, for example, like you really don't want to wash your face, like have to scrub your face after surgery. So, I did have like some, we call like micellar water, and I actually ordered it while I was out there from a young lady, and she's actually American and Black woman, so y'all support her business, please. But she sells surgery supplies, so and she's so freaking sweet, and her Instagram page has a plethora of knowledge, so definitely go follow her. Her IG is Surgery Savior, and I'll put that on the screen also, but definitely check her out. She, like I said, she has a plethora of knowledge on her page. She's super sweet, and I ordered a package from her, and she literally had it at my hotel room, okay, at my hotel in like an hour. Had it delivered, okay? So check her out. And so in that package, it was micellar water. It was just like it's like a bunch of supplies that I had that I thought was helpful. And also I wanted to help support another Black woman. You know what I mean? Like, we got to stick together in this thing, y'all, like, for real, you know, so support one another. But yeah, she's a sweetheart though. So check her out at Surgery Saver. And make sure I don't want to forget this. You know, we're taking antibiotics. So when we take antibiotics, we know things can get kind of, you know, funny down there. So in our lady area, so bring you some Monistat. Bring you some Monistat, because them antibiotics are no joke. I'm gonna keep it 100. When I came back home, I was like dry as the Sahara Desert. Okay, that might be TMI, but I'm just telling you what it is. So yeah, bring that with you, because antibiotics don't be like no joke. Oh, and another thing, I meant to bring it down here, but anyway, you want to get like this charger. It's like an adapter that you need to plug into their plugs out there to plug your devices in, to plug our American plugs in. So they have, so what I did is I went to Best Buy. I think they sell them at Target too, and it's an adapter for, and you plug it into their plug, and then it's like you plug your plug into that. So you're gonna need one of those. They range from anywhere from like $50 to probably like $45. I've seen a few different ones in Best Buy, and I know I also saw some in Target. So you definitely want to make sure you add that to your list as well. I mean, or you can purchase them out there, but you know, so you don't have to go on missions and hunt for stuff. Just get it before you leave. You know, it's like a little adapter, and you can just easily plug it in and go. The one I bought was more like $40 because it was like an adapter with my plug. It was an adapter that I can use like in China, Europe, and in Turkey. And then it also had like USB plugs as well, so I was able to like literally charge like a few devices at once, and which was good for me because I had quite a few devices. Oh, and speaking of devices, let me just mention this just so everybody else can be careful. I did not get like my hair braided down before I went down there, so I was like, oh, you know, Miss Natural and all this. And anyway, long story short, my hair would start kind of getting a little poofy under my wig. So I decided, let me just break my hot comb and I'll just touch it up if I need to. Okay, yeah, I didn't know that the temperature for their plugs and our plugs are completely different. And I was like, I noticed my hot comb was like, you know, smoking quite a bit, but I didn't really think nothing of it. And I must have like put that thing on my hair, and oh my gosh, it just got the sizzling. I was like, oh my gosh, what happened? So yeah, be very mindful of that, our devices get extremely hot in their plugs. So yeah, I wouldn't suggest. I mean, my flat iron, it was really hot, but I can still put it on fairly low setting to work, but not with that hot comb. I don't care how low the setting was, it was still way too hot, and I just couldn't use it. So be very careful and mindful of that. Like, Dr. Taskin does speak English. Like, I know I've heard some people say he doesn't speak English. I don't know where y'all got the information from. Yes, he does. Dr. Taskin and he speaks pretty good English. Of course, he has an accent because, you know, Turkish is his native language, but no, he speaks good English for you to fully function with him. You know, I had no problems speaking with him, getting him to understand what I wanted, what my vision was, like, at all. So let's go and kill that. Like, the man speaks English very well. Went to the Mall of Istanbul, and then we also went to I don't know if I'm saying it correctly. I'll put it on the screen. This Istanbul Park Mall. Now that mall is fabulous because I told my driver, I was like, look, I want to go to some designer stores out here because I just wanted to have like some keepsake trinkets that I can always say that I'm going to always keep, and I'll be like, I got this in Turkey. So I'll show you guys a couple of things towards the end of the video of like the little few items that I picked up while I was out there. But I wanted to definitely go out there and get, you know, like some nice designer keepsakes, you know. So so the mall of Istanbul Park Mall is very nice. They have all like the designer stores on the outside when you pull up, and then inside is like a beautiful mall. Like both malls are very beautiful, Mall of Istanbul and Mall of Turkey. I have some clips of that too. They are beautiful. They definitely, they're huge. The malls are huge. Like they definitely put money into their malls out there and their shopping experiences out there, because they're just like beautiful. They're immaculate looking. So speaking of the malls, let me tell you this thing that they have. It's called tax-free. So they'll ask you, so if like, and it's pretty much only going to happen like, it didn't happen in the regular stores, but it did happen in the designer stores. So basically they were like, oh, you want tax-free? Yeah, so in the malls, they'll ask you if you want tax-free. So of course you'll tell them yeah, and then once you have to show them your passport for that. So make sure you guys keep your passport on. You shouldn't really be walking around you know, somebody else's country without identification on you anyway. But yeah, keep your passport, because they're going to ask you for the passport if you say, yeah, you want tax-free. And basically what the tax-free does is like, you get the taxes back that you paid, like either at the airport, or you can do it like in the, they have like little locations in the mall that you can, you know, get your taxes back. So they'll like print you out a receipt and things like that. So we didn't get to, when we went into the mall, we had already put our stuff in the car with the driver. So we didn't get to do it in the mall. So since they said we can do it at the airport, I was like, oh, okay, I'll do it at the airport. Well, with the tax-free, they have to see the merchandise too. And I know, and then I noticed on one of the receipts, like at Gucci, they stamped it, you know, and I was like, oh, great. And so I basically, I didn't get my money back for any tax-free because I had already checked my bags. And they needed to actually physically see the items that you purchased in order to give you the taxes back. They didn't explain all of that. So you guys know, I'm explaining it to you. Now you know. So, yeah. So, and they were like, oh, you come back in 3 months. I'm like, I'm not going to be back in Turkey in 3 months. So, but it is what it is. But however it goes, the item that I actually got from Gucci, it was cheaper out there than it was here in the United States, even after taxes out there. So I wasn't really too pressed about that anyway. I was like, oh, okay, whatever. But so now that you know the game on the tax-free, just to give you a heads up. Oh, and going to the Grand Bazaar. So the Grand Bazaar, if you guys haven't seen from my, you know, last video, I'll probably put in some clips here too, but the Grand Bazaar is basically like a big outdoor, like outdoor indoor flea market type thing. It's like a bunch of vendors out there, and you know, everybody's selling a bunch of different stuff, from food to jewelry to, you know, knockoff bags, whatever, like everything under the sun, hookahs, everything you can, they're selling. Luggage, anything you could probably practically think of, like they're selling. So but don't go for the first price they tell you. Like you have to go here and haggle. Like it's almost expected for you to go here and haggle. Like I think they want you not to haggle. Of course they just, but you might end up with paying something outrageous, so you got to go in there and haggle. That's one thing I like about going with my husband, because he's a haggle king. He don't like paying full price for nothing. So he gonna haggle to death. I'll be like, I just let him do the work. And so yeah, so you got to be careful. And then also because our driver did take us to this, it was like a Turkish delight store. And in Turkey, they're really big on those Turkish delights. And it's like a bunch of different like little sweet treats and stuff that they make. And, but so we kind of noticed like there wasn't really prices on anything. They had, you know, had escorted us in there and had put out a table and put a bunch of different little, you know, samples and stuff. And like, so we were going to, you know, of course we were going to buy some things, but we were kind of expecting it, like, you know, just spend like maybe $100 or something in there. And then I was going to get some Turkish tea. He said this one was for like stress, and this one was for this, and this one for, so I had like 3 different like bags of tea, right? And they like put them in this, like, it probably looked like maybe like, I don't know, like gallon size bags or something, like zip, like the vacuum sealed bag. So he like vacuum sealed all this stuff. And then my husband was like, I'm not feeling something here. Now, I'm not going to lie. The man was trying to sell us everything besides the shelves in that store. Like, And I'm looking like, okay, like, no, we don't need that. No, I'm like, we're good with this, right? I mean, and just wouldn't stop, just kept trying to sell us everything under the freaking sun. Like, so I was just like, someone was like, man, I ain't feeling this. Something, I feel like somebody trying to run game on me in here. I'm like, I'm dying. And I was like, well, just be positive. Like, you know, but he knows what it is, you know? And so, and I already kind of felt it too. I was just trying to be positive, you know, but so we get up there and my husband was like, babe, that bag of tea probably like $100. I said, hell no, ain't no bag of tea, no $100. Right? And so I'm like, and because it was so much tea, it would have probably lasted me like, if I drank it every day, maybe a whole year, you know, and that was one bag. And so I was just like, and it's like flowers. That's what it is. It's like fresh tea. So it's really loose and it's like a bunch of little flowers and stuff. But, and so, and he was like, nah, I think it is. And so he was like, wait till he said, he get up here and say something crazy. He was like, I'm not buying none of this. And I was like, oh my God. And so I'm thinking like, let me try to walk myself. I was like, oh gosh. And so he was like, I'm not playing with you. He was like, I'm telling you right now. And then so I was like, all right. And so the guy rings it up, right? Still at the register, still trying to sell us everything under the sun, even as he's ringing us up. So he says something like 3,000, 4,000 liras or something like that. And I was like, wait a minute. I was like, no, that don't sound right. That sound kind of high. My husband was like, no, wait a minute. So he pulled out his phone. He was like, no, how much is that? So the guy was like, oh, here, go take the receipt. He printed out the receipt. He was like, go take it over here to him. My husband looked, he was like, nah, man. He was like, what is this? He was like, how much is this? I just always say like 4,000 or 5,000 lira on there, right? So I was like, I know that's high. And so he pulled his phone out and he started calculating. He was like, it was over $500. It was like $515, something like that. He was like, man, I'm not giving you no $500 for no tea and berries and no tea and nuts, because he had like a thing of pistachios. He was like, I'm not giving you no $500 for no tea and nuts. He was like, nah, man, nah. He was like, see, now I ain't buying nothing because now you trying to play me. And I was like, he was like, let's go. You ready to go? Let's go. He was like, I ain't buying nothing. I was like, okay, see ya. Like, I was just like, oh my gosh. And so I was just like, that was crazy right there. And so I was just like, come on now, you know darn well the average person is not coming in here and spending no $500 freaking on the pistachios and flower tea. Come on. Like, no. So I'm definitely glad my husband was there for that, because I feel like, I mean, I would have probably still bought something, but I'd have been like, just for that, like, no, I'm not, no, dude, like, and then honestly, the $100 that I probably want to spend would have probably went into like a quarter of that. Like, no, I'll buy something just to support your business, but you're not even getting that now, just because of the fact that you see me as a tourist and you want to try to sell me everything under the sun in your stores. So, plus the shelves. So, yeah, so that was that experience. So if you go to the Grand Bazaar or in that area, just make sure you know, like, to like haggle. Now, you're definitely not doing that in the malls. Like the regular malls, like their prices are their prices. You're not doing that in the regular malls. But if you go into, you know, like the bazaar and areas like that, markets and stuff like that, you definitely want to like make sure you haggle your price, because you already have tourists written on you and they know what it is, you know. So, and everybody at the Grand Bazaar has their own like little pickup line. It's so hilarious. But anyway, you got to check out my other video for that. So, when I talk about that, but, so yeah, so that pretty much sums it up. Oh, one thing I did like, my husband he was able to get, these retro Jordans that released. It's so hard for him to find J's in his size too, because he has like a bigger foot. So of course his size is always one of the first ones to go. So he, actually got the Columbias out there. We went to, Foot Locker. We was in, or no, it was a Foot Locker, the Nike store. I'm sure, no, Foot Locker. It was a Nike store out there in the mall. And he was able to find the Columbias. And it was so funny because when we got back home, I get an email from Foot Locker like, oh, these shoes are about to drop. And I'm like, about to drop? He got those 2 weeks ago in Turkey. You know, so I was like, oh, that's dope. Maybe you got the shoes before they even released in the States. So that's good to know too. If you're looking for something that you know was about to release and you going out there, I'm just saying, go hit the mall up, you know. And then something you know, when I came back home, I had an issue going through customs because their cameras could not pick up my face. I was like, do I look that different? I'm pretty sure the tape, you know, my nails were still taped up. I'm pretty sure that probably had a lot to do with it too. But yeah, so kind of be prepared for that when you come back, you know, home and you're going through customs, that you may have to do like a second security check. And that's basically what I had to do. They weren't even that focused on checking my bags. They were more worried about what you do to your, what you get that done for? Why you do that? You know, the girl, she was asking me a billion questions. I don't think they was even worried about. I could have probably brought me back a couple of wild dogs or something in my suitcase. They probably wouldn't even care. So that was funny. But, oh, and another thing is they asked me how much money I spent out there. Y'all don't want to lie about that, because he said, basically you have to pay like duty taxes when you come back. If you purchase over a certain amount. Oh gosh, and I honestly can't even remember what he said. I want to say maybe he said, like $800 and up or something like that. Like you have to pay like a little duty tax on it. But he was like, since you told me about it, I'm not even gonna, you know, charge you nothing or whatever. He was like, just heads up next time, you know, if you go and spend over a certain amount of money, that you got to pay like a little duty tax on it. So if you think you're gonna go out the country and do some big shopping, just be ready to pay that taxes on that big shopping when you get back. You know, that's it. So, but yeah, so I think that's, you know, pretty much everything. All the tips that I can, you know, think of that might help you guys out, from when you get, you know, get down there, get back home, on your way, you know, blah, blah, blah. So, and if you do go to Turkey, yeah, enjoy yourself. Live it up. It was fun. I had a blast. I would love to go back. Love to go back. So, yeah. So now I'll just go ahead and show you a few of the items that I picked up while out there. And then that'll be that. Okay, so the first item that I picked up, I went to Gucci out there. And I love hats, so, oh, you know what? I don't even know where my receipt is for this. Wow. Wait, is it in here? Nope. Oh, it must still be, I have it in my room. Okay, but anyway, so this is the cute little Gucci hat that I bought. I don't want to put it on, mess my hair up. But anyway, I bought this while I was out there. And then I wanted to get the shoes to match, but they definitely did not have them. And so I'm just going to have to find them out here in the US. And it's interesting too, because there's not really like any English, you know, in the tags usually, you probably can see it. Usually the tags, we have like some type of American like text, like everything's in another language there. So I guess that's another way you can tell when somebody buys something out the country. So that's how they sell it. But yeah, I wanted this hat. I thought it was cute, and I was trying to buy the shoes to match, but they just didn't have them. One thing I did notice about the designer stores out there, they don't have as much stuff as we have. Gucci was looking really like empty, and it wasn't too much of like new stuff. Like it was a lot of older stuff. So we definitely in the US have like a wider range and a bigger selection of stuff. Louis Vuitton had a pretty good amount of stuff. I'll probably insert that clip also. It had a good amount of stuff, but again, still, I feel like we still have more of a selection here in the States. But Gucci, they kind of were looking like it was almost like going out of business type. I was like, it was like a lot of older stuff and like not too much of anything. So that was that. So the next item. So the next item I picked up, I've been trying to find these in the US. When we went to Miami, I even tried to find them while we were in Miami, and I could not find these particular shoes. And so And well, it's the shoes in this color. That's what it was. This style and this color. And of course, and I made it my business. I was like, no, when we go out here, I need to find, I need to go look in Bottega out here and see if I can find these shoes. And this was the last pair in this size. And I want to try to see if you can see, but it's so bright. It has the Turkish, oh, there it goes. See the price in lira? So that's the price in lira. And so when he rang it up, I know I spent like about like $9 something on these shoes. I don't know why I didn't bring my receipts down, but yeah, so this is the Bottega Veneta's. It comes with 2 dust bags. And let's see. I've been wanting these for a while because I do not have any like chocolate brown heels. And these were so freaking cute. I couldn't find these in Miami. I haven't even seen these on the website in the USA. Like I looked for them in the USA, they wouldn't even pop up in this color. So when I saw them out there, I was like, oh my God, these are the shoes I've been looking for and wanting. So yeah, I had to go pick them up. I got them in a size 40 and they and they fit perfectly fine. So here's the bottoms. And they feel pretty comfortable too, so. And there's another sticker on bottom. And then it comes with also extra heel taps. So, and then let's see, what's in this little, it's probably some like care, okay, just a little Bottega yeah, so well, you know what, it doesn't want to it doesn't want to function, so whatever. But yeah, I'm so happy that I got these because I really haven't wanted those, and I didn't even have a I didn't have any, I don't know, maybe I do. I have a lot of shoes and a lot of clothes and a lot of stuff I don't even really be wearing, so I might have some chocolate brown shoes sitting up in there in my closet and probably haven't even paid attention to them, so it might be. But anyway, I know I wanted these, so that's all that matters. And I went out the country and got them. So just because I purchased these in Turkey, like I'm probably never ever getting rid of them, ever. So they're just gonna be like keepsakes for me. Even if I don't wear them anymore, I'm just not gonna get rid of them. When we went to the mall, my husband picked up his Columbias. I just thought these were so super freaking cute. These little Nikes, they're so different. Like I haven't seen anything like this here in the US. So I thought, oh, I have to get those. And y'all know, if y'all been following me for a while, you know I love pink. And look at the backs. So cute. They were just so different. They were so freaking different. And I was just like, I have not seen anybody with these in the US. So I had to like snatch them. It's kind of like a little rubbery type material. They were just so freaking cute and different. And I was like, they're pink too. So I had to grab them. Last but not least, our driver took us to this like fur and leather shop. Oh my God, they had such cute stuff in there too. But he did have a jacket that I wanted him to custom make me. What is up with this little one piece of hair? Just, hold on. Okay, how do I get this little squirrel out of here? So, boom. It's like a little shawl. I just thought it was so dope and so fire. Oh, this is the name of the factory is called Punto. Punto Leather and Fur. So that was the name of the shop out there. And I just thought it was so freaking cute. So come winter time, oh, what? I'm about to be killing it with this baby. Killing it. She is fire. And it's like super soft, super soft. But you can't tell me she ain't lit though. She is lit. She is lit. I love it. So I can't wait to put this baby on with like a cute dress, like a little bodycon dress. What? Popping. Popping. Yes. So I think And look, I had to haggle to death on this one, okay? He was trying to sell me this thing for $1,500. I was like, have you lost your mind? I was like, no, sir. I said, okay, you must not want to sell it then, because you must not want to sell it, because I'm not paying $1,500 for that. So I was like, I'll give you $5, but I'm not paying $15. $15, you still got it. So he folded, and I got it for $5. I was like, I want it, but I don't want it that bad. So $1,500 bad. I didn't want it that bad. So yeah. So anyway, but oh, let me show y'all this one last thing. This I picked up. This is not, I didn't get this in Turkey. This is something I just purchased a few days ago here in the States, and I did it because the camera that I record on is my A6500, and it's a fairly heavy camera along with my lens, so it makes it extremely heavy. And I really want to start vlogging. Y'all tell me, what should I vlog? What y'all want to see? Help me with some ideas, right? Because I feel like I'm pretty boring. But it just be me and Jay in the shenanigans. You know, he might be in more intended than y'all, than me. Not, who knows, you know, but so anyway, I didn't want to use the camera, and I was like, I've been kind of like putting off vlogging because I'm like, you know, I don't know. I kept coming up with excuses, but the main real reason was that I was really honestly scared to drop this freaking expensive camera with the lens. Like if I'd have dropped this, I would have been like, I'm looking at like $1,500–$1,600 that I'm out and have to replace, you know? And usually I get insurance on everything when I buy stuff from Best Buy. My camera, I don't know why I did, because you know what? I didn't expect the vlog. That's what it was. I was like, it's gonna be in my house. It's not gonna, you know. So anywho, I went and bought a vlogging camera because I have no excuses now. So I don't know why they did that. But anyway, I bought the Sony, what is it called? ZV-1. Sony ZV-1. So I went into that. So I don't have any excuses now. Like at first I was being scary Sherry because I didn't want to drop this expensive camera and lens. And but yeah, I bought this one the other day so I can vlog for y'all, and it's super lightweight. It's super duper lightweight compared to this other one. So yeah, I can't wait to use it. It's like super cute. And it's super small, like, and I already have the handle, the little vlogging handle for it because I was going to use it with my other camera, but I was just too scared to like little chicken to bring it out and stuff. So, but yeah, like I can't wait to use this baby and be, you know, like the real YouTubers. So anyway, yeah, y'all, so y'all go ahead and leave some comments and tell me, you know, what kind of shenanigans you want to see. Because my house is definitely the house of shenanigans. That's for sure. For sure. That's facts. So, anyway, yeah, y'all, like, so that's pretty much it for this video. Like I said, when I come up with ideas, and I can think of stuff that I feel like will be helpful for y'all when y'all go out there, like, let me know. You know, let me know, and I'll definitely, you know, like try and make a video about it. I think the next video that'll be part of this series will be like something like the little weird things that kind of happen during the recovery or not, because it's like little weird stuff that be happening and I'd be like, you know, so maybe that might be a video. But y'all go ahead and leave some comments down below, and you know, just tell me what you want to see, what you want to hear about, and you know, whether it's vlogging or whether it's part of this whole, you know, surgery journey, surgery experience. And my surgery journey is not over, honey. I still have some other things that I want to do still, so then that's most likely going to happen this year. But because I just had a rhinoplasty, like no doctor is going to touch me for like 6 months, you know. So I already had another appointment set up for July. And as soon as I told that doctor's assistant, oh, I just had a rhinoplasty, she sent me an email real quick, canceling an appointment. Thank you, your appointment has been postponed. I was like, dang, sis, I couldn't even respond good and try and talk you out of it. So yeah, she's, oh no, you need to wait 6 months. I was like, great. So yeah, so all my other stuff, my new rack is gonna be put on hold, and you know, for at least 6 months. My tummy tuck revision is on hold for like 6 months, so it is what it is. But hey, it's better be safe than sorry. Safe than sorry, because I mean, I'll be casket cute when it's time for me to be in the casket. I'd be darned if I'm gonna be casket cute for trying to get extra cute, you know. So no, we not doing that. So I wait my 6 months. I ain't tripping. It is what it is. But anywho, yeah, y'all, thank y'all so much for tuning into a doll's page. What did I say, page? Is this my page or channel? Thank you so much for tuning into a doll's channel. I so appreciate y'all so much. Keep coming back. Don't forget to hit that cute little like button and subscribe to a doll's channel. I so appreciate it. So see you guys around. Love you much.